Hello, welcome to episode 2 of my custom Pokemon Minecraft region world thing. This is a series where me, a mediocre Minecraft builder and redstoner, attempts to do Minecraft building and redstone. And let's just jump right into it. Today, the first thing I want to do is build the player house. So let me get some foundations going and then I'll come back to you. Alright, so I decided this is where I'm going to make it. And there was actually quite a bit of effort that went into just preparing the area. There was a big ravine here. I wonder if I could show it. Here we go. Yeah, I had to cover up this ravine, do a little bit of terraforming on the surface too. This whole area was unleveled. You can see there's still some air pockets. I filled it in and then more ravine over here. And I like the shape that it's in right now, the terrain at least. And then I'm going to leave this little cave. I think I have some ideas for it later, so that will stay. But this is what I've got for the house so far. It's just the player house, pretty simple. So this is where the garage is going to be. That's not typical in a player house, but I think it's a good idea. And then here's like a living room area. And then up here is the player's bedroom that you always start in. And here's a little window. You know, the classic like window on the roof. That's what this is going to look like. And then out here is going to be like a driveway and a little front yard area. You'll see it when it's fully done, but I thought I'd step in at this stage and catch you up on what I've been working on. There isn't really much else to say, so I'll just go ahead and fill out the whole exterior of the house. Alright, I've made some big progress. The exterior is almost entirely done. I didn't have too many problems. I will go into the details in a little bit, but first, this thing I did have to redo, I think twice. First, I had this one block out, which kind of ugly and weird with the roof because I really wanted this line in front. It just looked like a tall roof, so I had to push it back and start over the little section I had done. And then I wanted to lower this one more block because the window looked too tall and it messed up the roof, so I had to redo this little section after it was entirely done. But overall, it was not that bad. No issues there. And I meant to go over the block palette last time, but I really didn't, so might as well now. This is light blue terracotta for the walls, paired with the granite brick stairs. Granite brick, that doesn't exist in Minecraft. Well, this is vanilla tweaks again. They retextured polished granite and polished diorite andesite. They have an option to retexture that to bricks, which I think looks very cool, so I'm using that in my custom texture pack. Both those links in the description. So I just filled in the walls, filled in the roof, added this little extension bit, filled in the garage as well. I like this garage door. And then this driveway kind of took a while. I pathed it out first and filled it in completely with stone. And then I went around for the areas that like aren't usually walked on, like I feel like wouldn't be worn down, with stone brick because it's like sturdier than stone. And then I went through for the areas that get even more walked on, I guess not walked on, more driven on. And I went in with andesite and made the whole pattern. And then I went in with granite inside of that, not granite, gravel, and then inside of that I went in with suspicious gravel just to make it look even more worn down and I guess like broken. That wasn't really what I was going for, but I think it's fine for now. And there are still some things I'm looking to do around the outside. Oh, and I continued some terraforming. I pushed this back even more, and I think some more around here too, but I am looking to add like a fence and a typical backyard, side yard, like a normal house would have, and then also fill out this little flower bed area I left. And then for the inside, obviously I haven't done the interior yet, that's next step. Still needed the flooring everywhere, but this is, I think I'm gonna put like a car in here, maybe just a bunch of boxes and junk like you would see in a garage. And then this is the kitchen living room area, and then there's going to be a staircase here that goes up to here where you have the attic and then your bedroom that you start the game in. And I think there's plenty of space to work with. I was worried when I was roofing if there's going to be enough room, but I think there's going to be enough. I'll leave to go chunk out the most of the interior, and then I'll come back before the detail work and show us what the progress we've made. Okay, this took quite a lot longer than I thought it would. I did the floor. I made this little weird kitchen thing back here. I finished the staircase, as you can see. Leads up to here to this empty room, and then I just walled off this section above the garage with the only attic access being in the garage, and then I filled out the floor. That's really all that I did. It took me a long while, but I just wanted to show you before it gets too different. I really like the state of this right now, so I won't be touching this, I don't think, but I want to add some like paintings here, obviously some stuff on the floor because it's pretty plain, maybe like a couch or something over here. Move the doorway possibly. Add the doors, of course. We're missing doors everywhere. and then fill this area with junk and a car, possibly, and then up here with more junk, and then up the beautiful stairs up here. Of course, I want to add the typical bedroom stuff, like a desk, a bed, everything you would see in a Pokemon bedroom, and in a real bedroom, to be honest. So yeah, I'll come back and show you guys once that's all done. Alright, I've been making much progress. You can get a little sneak peek of the inside, but I think I'll start on the outside, because I think I'm finished. I'm probably going to add some details later. I filled out all of the terraformed blank grass areas with some tall grass. I went in and I filled in this little flower bed that I left with a bunch of flowers. I thought these went together nicely, and I really wanted to use the two new flowers. Third time's the charm, the torch flower and the pitcher plant. I should have remembered that. But over here, I also added like a gate, like a fence around the house. And I actually went for this one because, one, I thought like the fence block would be kind of annoying because it's in the middle of this block instead of like right at the end. And two, the other annoying part was my resource pack. My resource pack kind of ruined it because all of the normal trapdoors have glass and are 3D and look weird, and it wouldn't make sense for a fence to have glass in it, so I had to choose from the 3 new ones that haven't been textured yet through vanilla tweaks, and I thought bamboo looked the best and matched with the interior a little bit. Spoilers. So I went around and I did the same thing as I did with the driveway. I started with the stone, then I added stone bricks in the places people usually wouldn't step, and then andesite in the places people usually would. And I added this pool, a blue bottom pool, like the one I have in Verde. And I put little lights in it like a normal pool would have, and I think it turned out pretty realistic, actually. And then down over here, it's the same deal. Oh, and for the gates, because people usually have gates here, most of them open like this, so it wouldn't work, but I aligned it just right so that you can walk through like this if you crouch first. So yeah, that's how people get in and out through the fence. Oh, and I added a back door that I didn't have before on the inside. Back there you can see it. Oh, I didn't put an actual door in place. 1 second. And this is the interior. I definitely didn't have to add this door just now. This is the main living room. So like in a Pokemon game, you would usually see it from like this angle as you're walking around. So here's like a big sofa I thought fit. I went through a bunch of different stairs, but finally decided on jungle. I changed out the floors, I think, a lot. This stayed the same, but I changed out this one to stripped oak wood because I thought it fit nicer with other woods because I wanted some variation. And the roof and the stairs I changed from cherry to bamboo because I thought it fit everything nicer. This backsplash I changed to the floor, just an empty item frame like a cutting board. This stuff you already saw. I added lighting here and here. I thought those matched pretty nicely. This looks like a classic hanging light, but there's of course a gap there, but you can't really see it from down here, so I thought it was fine. And then this, like a more modern light like you would see in a kitchen area. Same style we did in the professor's house. And then some painting clusters on the wall I had some fun with because in Minecraft all of the paintings are like named now, which I didn't know, so you can actually like choose exactly which one you placed, which was very helpful. Oh, and I haven't been inside well with all these plants up yet. Yeah, that looks fine. Look at the sunrise in front of all the plants. Anyway, up the stairs. I like how I did the little banister here, but you go up the stairs and you see the player bedroom. It's pretty basic, like it is in the games usually. Just the staircase, pretty empty room, and then where the bed is. The bed, a little sapling on a nightstand. I think it's called a nightstand. Bedside table, whatever. And then a random single painting like you would see in a video game. Oh, the same lighting is downstairs, except this time it's able to have a rod on it, but you can't really see it from anywhere except over here. And I made a big desk for it. This is my first time playing with these pots too, so I just made like a turtle, a dog, and a tree. I thought were pretty safe bets. And if you go over here, you can see there's a jumping man back there. And then here's a little laptop desk chair. Some candles I thought would be fine, and then a mouse. And then here's, I thought this looked like a trash can, because your player bedroom always has a trash can, so they can make the joke of you looking inside of it. So I thought I'd use a wither skull for that, because it's like a black small block. That looks like a trash can enough. And yeah, that's everything for like this main area, but I did go ahead and fill out the garage, which I think might look the best, most realistic. So I tried to do a car, but it didn't end up nice because it would have to be really small. So instead I opted for just piling up a bunch of boxes like you would see in a normal garage. I guess not a normal garage, a pretty messy garage, but there's just a bunch of bulk storage up here. And then for the attic, I took a similar, more lazy direction. Yeah, it's so tightly packed that you can't even really get out into the place because it's just so packed with junk and boxes. So yeah, that's the house. And then of course the backyard I've already showed you. So yeah, that's the player house entirely done. Now, I think I'm going to take a break from building and instead move on to the redstone. Of course, this redstone being the battling of wild Pokemon. I think I'll build the module right next to the catching of wild Pokemon module. And I think I have a pretty good idea of how I want it to work. Now I just have to figure out how to do it and actually build it out. I thought that this was going to be quite simple because the idea I had seemed very simple. I think this might have taken longer than the catching because it took me a lot of tries to get it figured out properly. Look, when I explain it to you, it's going to be very simple, okay? All I needed to do was you put your party in here, just the whole bundle, and then at the end, it dispenses a victory voucher and your party. That's all I needed to do. It wasn't that hard. But for some reason, like trying to compact the timing so that it waits for this Poke Party to get all the way to this dispenser was very tricky. I also tried to do it over here at first, and I had to like wrap the redstone around the hoppers to try to make it easy. I tried using dispensers to move the Poke Party to this dispenser, and then I realized it's not that hard. So basically how this works is, oh, and I went around and labeled everything too, I'll show you later, but you put the party in here, and it needs to be the Poke Party, and the reason it can register that is because it sends out a signal strength of 3. If you put in the Pokeball or most other items, it would only send out a signal strength of 1 and not work. I can show that right here. See, it doesn't trigger anything else. So you put in the Poke Party, and then it sends off the redstone signal, makes it longer, and then goes through all of this delay until it triggers both the dispensing of the Poke Party again, so that it pops out of the ground and you can reclaim it and you don't lose your Pokemon forever. And then also the Wild Pokemon Battle Victory Voucher Dispenser to dispense your Victory Voucher, which is once again, like the rest of the custom items, a random armor trim. So that's basically how it works. And then when you throw in your 6-member Poke Party, it travels through these hoppers surprisingly slowly. It's very simple, but it took me so long to make this. I don't understand. As I mentioned in episode 1, mediocre builder, even worse redstoner, and I think that is proven very well here today. But anyway, yeah, it's a bit of a boring way to do Pokemon battles in this game, you might be thinking, but this is just for wild battles. I think it's fine to have it like this, so that the aim of the game is more to run around and find the little encounters and choose to either catch if you want the Pokemon, or battle if you want the voucher of victory. And then those victory vouchers can then be used to evolve your Pokemon later on and show your strength and things like that. It's basically the stand-in for XP, so I think I might also want to make a system where it sometimes gives you a victory voucher when you catch a Pokemon, because in the games you get XP when you catch a Pokemon as well, almost just as much. I don't know, I'll have to think about that, but that's also an idea. But as I mentioned, this is just for wild Pokemon. When we have the 8 gyms and the Elite Four and trainer battles throughout, there will be a more sophisticated battling system that I will have to figure out then. But now we finally have wild encounters entirely done and labeled and everything, easy for me. So now I just need to figure out a way to copy this whole creation and paste it around the map at each wild encounter. And if you missed how the catching side works, go and check out episode 1. I use chapters and everything so you can skip right to the right point. Now on to the last segment of today's episode, building the rival player's house. And actually, it's going to be a lot more simple than you would think, because in the normal Pokemon games, the real Pokemon games, the rival's house is almost exactly the same as the player's house, but like palette swapped, everything looks slightly different. And so I think I'm going to do that exact thing here. I'm going to somehow copy this house, this driveway, this everything, paste it somewhere over here. I haven't decided yet, but instead make it different colors like it is in the normal games. Maybe over there's a good spot, I'm not sure, but I need to do that now, and I think I'll come back once I have it pasted and terraformed proper before I start palette swapping everything. This is not good. I copied this and it copied fine, and then I tried to paste it over here and it pasted like this. I don't know what to do. There's no undo button. So I expected it to paste it like this way for some reason, facing like the driveway going this way. It did not do that, and it's too high, and I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just blow it up. I think I can just blow it up, okay? I'll blow it up, destroy it, and then I'll try again. I'll come back when I try again. This is gonna be a while. Oh, and the whole pool got destroyed too. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, I very delicately cleared up the last house, and then I tried again placing this one, and I think it went much better. I had to replace some of the gravel in the driveway. You can see some of my delicate destruction remnants down there, but that's okay. I thought I'd jump in before I terraform to show you what I'm working with. This is gonna take forever, but I think I can do it. I can level out this and fix all of the terrain and probably the driveway, and then come back before I start pallet swapping everything. This is gonna be difficult. Alright, this is looking much better. I still have to figure out the driveway situation, but I have all of the terrain figured out. I leveled it out, made it go smooth with the terrain. I didn't see this part right here. I'll do that after this. But anyway, I made it all smooth around here. And I even added a little mountain back here because I thought it was weird that you could see the back of the house from the player house. So now you have to at least like walk around to see it. I don't know. I thought it made it a little bit better. But yeah, now I'm going to go through and change all of the blocks to a very similar block and make it look the same but also different. So yeah, I'll go do that and then I'll come back when it's all done. And I'll fix this little overhang bit right here. Alright, I think I'm completely finished with the rival's house. This is what I have. As you can see, very similar to the player's house. Actually, it's like block for block exact. Yeah, so now I guess I can go through one by one and kind of say what I've changed. Instead of the bamboo over there, I changed it to cherry wood. Instead of a blue bottom pool, I made it just a stone normal gray bottom pool with frog lights instead of sea lanterns. Keeping with the outside, I also leveled off this cliff properly like I was supposed to, and then also changed up the garage door to this quartz instead of the stone, and I added some like windows instead of just like the completely open. I also swapped the plants out. I think they're pretty much in the same formation, but I made these into bushes, rose bushes, and more reds and pinks and magentas than the blues and pinks of the other house. Changed the doors to birch to match these floors. The couch is now birch too. The view still looks fine enough. The top lanterns are now the purple ones instead of the yellow frog lights. Backsplash matches the floor still, but of course it's a different floor. That's all the same. And then for the player's floor and staircase, it's now the blue wood. Oh, and also, when I was doing the careful removal of the previous house here, yeah, there was a lot of entities on the floor from all of the TNTing, so I did the /kill@E command, which so it killed all the blocks off the floor, but it also destroyed all the paintings. So like there was a painting here and some paintings on these walls. Yeah, those are gone now. I think it's fine without them, but I did re-add this painting and like this item frame down here. There we go. Now I've done the bedroom again. This is what this looks like now. That's what this looks like now. You can probably remember what it looked like before because that was like 5 minutes ago for you guys. The garage is still the same, except of course the walls in the garage door are different, and up here is also identical apart from the walls. Basically exactly the same as the other house, but just different colors. So yeah, that's everything for today that I planned on doing. The player house, rival house, and the battling of wild Pokemon done to the amount that I need them to for the game. If you enjoyed this video, the concept itself, or yes me, then subscribe and come back for the next episode. They should be coming out fairly regularly. And next episode is the one where we should be planning out where the wild Pokemon are going to go and kind of the main story going on here with our parents and the rival himself and how they're going to appear with the story of the starting areas. So yeah, I'll see you all then.